History. The city of London was founded by the Romans and their rule extended from the 43 AD to the 5th century AD, when the empire fell. During the 3rd century, Londinium was a name given to the town by the Romans. This town had a population of 50,000 mainly due to the influence of its major port. Geography. London is situated on the banks of the River Thames. It is the seat of the government of the United Kingdom and the country's financial center. The city has used its privileged location in the southeastern England to its advantage, having always been a densely populated and wealthy area. Architecture. The British capital is also an architectural goldmine, where historical landmarks such as the Tower Bridge and the Big Ben, perhaps the most famous London landmark, intermix with sleek 21st century skyscrapers, like Rennes's Piano Shard. Also, the London Eye is the most famous Ferris wheel in London. From its capsules, you get an incredible view of London. The weather. London is the capital and the largest city in England. Located in South England, London has a very mild climate and is one of the warmest places in the UK, due to the heat stored in buildings and the pavement.
Culture. The city of London is considered the cultural capital of the world. Also, London is particularly famous for the trade area, its West End district, and for having places of great cultural interest such as the British Museum, the Dead Gallery of the National Gallery Museum, among others. There is wide variety of places and objects that a cultural icons associated with London, such as Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, or the White Map. Many older British cultural icons are strongly associated with London and are the means of tourists visit the city, including the red telephone box, the red double-decker box, the black taxi, or the contour fact. Foods. Food and breakfast. The typical breakfast in London include fried egg, bacon, sausage, bean hash brown, blue sausage, tomato sauce, and mushroom. They usually bring bread to accompany it, and you have the option of having it with tea, coffee, or another drink of your choice. Fish and chips. This dish originated in Spain and is one of the most famous dishes in London kitchen. It's a simple dish that includes butter fish, usually jet accompanied with chips and tasty pepper. Entertainment. Coca-Cola London Eye is an essential element of the London silhouette. It's a talent Ferris wheel in the world, with 32 is wearing the toes and goaling of the 2050 people get aboard for birthing experience with unforgettable views. Buckingham Palace, one of the few remaining active royal palaces in the world. In summer, you can explore the beautiful royal apartment of the Queen's official London residence and see the annual exhibition. Chelsea FC Stadium Tours. The Chelsea FC Stadium is a highly instructive and entertaining experience for sport fans of the age and from around the world. The visit offers a unique tour of the Stamford Bridge facilities. Famous personalities. Adele Laure via Dickens, better known as Adele. She is an English singer born on May 5, 1988 in the British city of Tottenham, north of London. Adele is known worldwide for singing soul, contemporary pop, and rock. Michael Faraday, famous for science, born in Newington Booth in South London in 1791, Faraday was the first person to discover electromagnetic induction in 1831. The principle behind the electrical transformer and generator also appears on British 20 notes. Transportation. In London, it's easy to move from one place to another for the excellent public transport system where you can choose to travel on subway, bus, taxi, and bicycle. Subway. The subway in London has 11 lines. It's considered one of the most extensive in the world because of the fact that there is a nearby metro stop anywhere. The rates are high, so it's recommended to use the Oyster or travel card. Bus. The London bus network has almost 400 lines and more than 15,000 stops and trains to find your way around is noisy. Taxi. The service of taxi is the car with 5 passenger seats. If the yellow taxi sign in the front is illuminated, it means that the taxi is free and you can ask to stop. The range varies depending on when you travel the lines of heavy traffic. Economy. The official coin in London is the British pound. Each pound is divided into 100 pence.
What would you like to do in the city? We have not had the opportunity to visit London, but it's a very interesting place, and we would like to visit a bridge called Tower Bridge, located next to the Tower of London. Also, the Piccadilly Circus Square, preferably at night to appreciate all its posters, bright lights, and the Buckingham Palace. We would also like to visit Paul's Cathedral and the Palace of Westminster. The Palace of Westminster, also known as the House of Parliament, is a Victorian building that houses the Houses of the British Parliament. Some other information would you like to mention? The home of the Queen of England throughout our lives, we have seen it as the scene of royal ceremonies and the famous changing of the guard. Believe it or not, it's possible to go and visit the inside.